Now, the Supreme Court has got its sights set on the Second Amendment once again. And let me tell you that these three cases could completely change how every American owns, how every American carries, and even what defines a firearm. We're talking about who can own, where you can carry, and what counts as a gun in the first place. So yes, these three cases are kind of big. So first up, we have the United States versus Hemani. Now this one asks a simple but very explosive question. Can someone who smokes pot legally own a gun? Because right now under federal law, if you are an unlawful user of marijuana or any controlled substance, you are banned from possessing firearms. Even if your state says that it's totally fine to light up, the feds still say, nah bro, you are a criminal. Now, the Supreme Court is about to decide if that makes sense under the Second Amendment, because the last time I checked, shall not be infringed did not come with a, but only if you're sober clause. Now, if they strike this down, it's going to open the door for millions of lawful citizens, people who use cannabis, veterans with PTSD, and even medical users, to finally have their rights back. But if they uphold it, expect the government to double down on who they decide is reasonable enough to own a firearm. Now, next up, we have the Hawaii handgun case. Now, this one is about where you can carry, because Hawaii passed a law saying that you cannot carry a gun on private property unless the owner gives you explicit permission, either with a sign or by telling you directly. And that sounds pretty simple, right? Except that means that every grocery store, every restaurant, every gas station is off limits unless someone gives you a personal invitation first. That's basically a statewide no carry zone unless somehow you're psychic and you can read in the future. Now, the court is going to decide if this violates the Second Amendment. And trust me, it is going to be a huge deal for concealed carriers across the country, because if Hawaii's law stands, other states are going to copy it faster than California can ban a magazine. And finally, we have Bondi versus VanDerStok. And you probably heard this one called the ghost gun case. Now the question here, can the government treat unfinished parts or build kits like 80% lowers as full-blown firearms? Now the Supreme Court already ruled on this one 7-2 in favor of ATF's regulation, meaning for now, those kits are considered firearms and can be regulated just like any other gun. But here's why it matters. This case sets a tone for future rights about 3D printing, homemade builds, and digital files. If the government can redefine what a gun is just by regulation, how long before they start redefining what ownership even means? Literally, all three cases are the foundation of the Second Amendment. They are the foundation of freedom, and they are all sitting in the Supreme Court's crosshairs right now. And if the court leans towards freedom, we could see a major explosion of gun rights nationwide. Just think Bruin 2.0. But then if it leans towards restriction, brace yourself, because every anti-gun lawmaker in the country will take that as their green light to infringe upon your right. Now, I will be breaking down each one of these cases the minute a new ruling drops. So make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment with which case you think is the biggest game changer. And as always, stay safe, stay trained, and stay free. Take care, y'all.